A shot that's no good, and Trevor Pogue gets that rebound. Derek Bowman had 6 points in the first half, as did James Wilson. Dylan Peters had 9, but all of Derek's scoring was in the first quarter, so Saints have kept him in check since that time. Frederick to Steinlage, and there's a move. Now Steinlage runs into the lane, fires up a shot that's no good, and Derek Bowman controls that rebound. Here comes Manhattan Chiefs, 7:08 to play, third quarter. Chief with another opportunity. McNellis goes up top to Dylan Peters. Patrick Schrader drives into the lane, goes to McNellis. Derek Bowman fires, that shot no good, and it is controlled by Noah Frederick. Here comes the Cornerstone Saints. Mullen, and there's travel not called, and a drive into the lane. That shot is no good, and James Wilson and Trevor Pogue go after that rebound. It's a held ball on the alternate possession. Manhattan Chief will be playing defense, and it is the Cornerstone Saints who will inbound. And Dylan Peters intercepts that ball, and Derek Bowman drives to the basket, will pull it back out. Wilson goes to Dylan Peters back up top. Patrick Schrader, a couple of dribbles behind the back, he's cut off, and the ball's tapped away, and here is Frederick. Nope, that's Pogue. Pogue drives to the basket, that shot no good, and Derek Bowman gets that rebound. James Wilson with behind the back dribble, and he is cut off and goes to Dylan Peters. 6:05 to play. Dylan Peters drives into the lane. Patrick Schrader to McNellis to Wilson. Wilson drives and is cut off along the baseline. McNellis, and that ball is tapped away. It will stay with Manhattan Chief. McNellis was trying to feed Patrick Schrader going to the basket. 5:53 to play here in our third quarter. Both teams finding points hard to come by. Wilson looks, and goes to McNellis in the corner, and Wilson gets a return pass. Patrick Schrader forces up a shot. That is good. Patrick spins in the lane, goes up, scores, and rattles that shot in. 27-24. Manhattan Chief with the lead. 5:39 to play in our third quarter. Steinlage drives into the basket. That's a nice move. He goes up and scores. Quick move by Steinlage. We're honored that the Angel 95 broadcast from Manhattan-Wamego would be carried here on the live stream. Patrick Schrader, the ball is tapped away, and he is fouled. That's the first foul of the second half on either team. Manhattan Chief will inbound under their own basket. Wilson up high to Patrick Schrader. Schrader cut off and goes back to Wilson. Again, points hard to come by here in this third quarter. Dylan Peters goes to McNellis. McNellis, and that's a ball taken away. And wow, Nathan McNellis athletically goes after the ball. Dylan Peters was able to grab it, save it inbounds for Manhattan Chief. Wilson tries to feed Derek Bowman. Derek goes up and scores. Assist James Wilson. Strong finish. Derek Bowman goes right to the basket. 28-27 is our score. 4:40 to play. And Pogue goes cross court. Noah Frederick open for three. That three-pointer, no good. Patrick Schrader gets that rebound. The scoreboard has been corrected. It is 29-26. Should be the correct score in favor of Manhattan Chief. James Wilson penetrates. That floater rolls around, and it's no good. And it's Frederick who comes away with it. And Frederick will penetrate, stop, pop, and that shot rolls in. Frederick gets the roll. 28-29 our score. Manhattan Chief leading by 1. Here comes Dylan Peters, and James Wilson gets that basketball. Both teams have to be running on fumes. It's been a long tournament, a long day, and Derek Bowman is bumped as he tries to receive a pass from Dylan Peters. That is the second foul.
Third foul.
On the Saints in this half. Third foul on.
Second team foul against the Saints.
Second team foul against the Saints. Trevor Pogue takes a seat. Derek Bowman goes to inbound. Look, and Dylan Peters high to get that basketball. Offense hard to come by. Manhattan Chief in their beautiful blue away uniforms. Cornerstone Saints in their white uniforms trimmed in red. 3:38 to play. Nathan McNellis with the ball up high, looks and goes to Dylan Peters. Quick pass. Patrick Schrader spins in the lane. He goes up. That shot is good. Patrick Schrader spins, fires. That shot is good. 31-28. Manhattan Chief our lead. 3:23 to play in the third quarter. And head coach Doug Frederick calls timeout. So we will take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Chief Basketball on Angel 95. Welcome back to McPherson, Kansas Championship Basketball. We are in the championship game of the National Division II Homeschool Association Tournament. The winner will take home the championship hardware. Noah Frederick inbounds right in front of his father, the coach. And there's a drive to the basket. That shot no good, but the Saints follow their shot and they control the ball. There the ball goes inbounds. Cross-court pass. Frederick dribbles under the basket and couldn't find an opening. There the ball goes back up top. And there is a drive along the baseline. They dump it off, and that follow shot is good. Or that layup is good. So that basket was good. So Chief lead by one again, 31-30. Two championship-level teams going at each other. James Wilson signals a play as he crosses half court. Josh Patterson now in the game for Manhattan Chief. Josh with that big black eye he got playing basketball recently. Wilson with a couple of dribbles back to Dylan Peters. Dylan will stop and pop from the line, free throw line area. His shot is high. Here comes Frederick. Frederick is cut off and goes back up top to Mullen. There's Frederick with a quick, he will stop and pop. That shot is no good. Patrick Schrader with the rebound. Both teams, I think, maybe showing some signs of fatigue. Their shots have not dropped here. Chief lead 31-30. Head coach John Peters signals a play. And Dylan Peters gets the ball. Josh Patterson is cut off up top. Goes to Derek Bowman. Derek will drive into the lane, and that shot is good. That shot is good. Nice move by Derek Bowman. He goes down the lane. Saints wanted to avoid a foul. 33-30. Manhattan Chief in the lead with 1:42 to play. And here comes Frederick to Mullen. Cross court to Steinlage. Steinlage, quick pass. There is Frederick for three. That shot no good. And it's Derek Bowman. That was too casual rebounding for head coach John Peters. They kind of let the ball bounce. That's a cardinal sin in basketball. Chief finally controlled it. Josh Patterson thought about a three. He's cut off and goes to Dylan Peters. Dylan will find, he tries to make a cross-court pass, and it is Steinlage who comes away with it. Steinlage gathers himself, goes by the defender, goes up and scores. So it's the Cornerstone Saints once again within 1 point, 32-33. Manhattan Chief lead with 57.2 seconds to play. Josh Patterson fires for three from the wing. That shot no good, and it is Mullen with the rebound. Saints could take the lead on this possession, 48.2 seconds to play. Cross-court pass, Steinlage drives to the basket and travels.
Yeah! Woo!
Steinlage started to make his move and dumped the ball off. 43.1 seconds to play. Head coach John Peters signals for one shot, I believe. 37.3 seconds to play in our third quarter. Dylan Peters dribbling by himself. No defensive pressure. 25 seconds. Wilson looks at the clock. 21 seconds. Cornerstone Saints call for defense. 15.8 seconds. Wilson starts to make a move. Dribbles between his legs. Now Wilson will penetrate and be fouled. 7.7 seconds to play as Wilson drove toward the free throw, toward the basket. He is fouled. And Wilson will have a couple of free throws. Still 7.7 seconds. So there will be, the foul goes against Tristan Webb. And James is at the free throw line for a couple of free throw opportunities. First free throw high and rolls away, no good.
You got the next one, James!
33-32, Manhattan Chief leads by 1. Josh Patterson comes over and gets some instructions from head coach John Peters and assistant coach Sid Catterson. DeQuan Simmons and John McNellis there on the bench helping Manhattan Chief. And that second free throw rolls away, no good. 33-32 our score, but here comes the Saints. 2 seconds, 1 second, and there's a shot that is off the front iron, no good. So our third quarter is over, and after our third quarter of action, it is Manhattan Chief who